I bet you didn't think that I could match the filling of a Cadbury egg and turn it keto. Well, hold my beer.
That's seltzer water.
When it comes to making a keto Cadbury egg, you not only have to match the flavor of the filling inside, but you have to get the consistency right so that it oozes out whenever you bite into it. And I've done just that. So let's get to cooking so I can show you the right way to make a keto Cadbury egg. First, we start with preparing the outer chocolate layer. I'm gonna be using my favorite keto chocolate chips. They're by ChocZero. All of their chocolate is sugar-free and sugar alcohol-free. And if you guys wanna save 10% off of each and every order you ever make with ChocZero, that includes all of their products from syrup to chocolate, just use my code KetoFocus and you'll get 10% off your order. And I'll have a link down below that you can click on. I've added 2 ounces of chocolate chips to a bowl along with a half a teaspoon of coconut oil. These chips melt perfectly in the microwave. I cook it at 30-second intervals, stirring in between just to make sure they're melted completely. Next, I grab a silicone egg mold, and this is what I'm going to use to make our Cadbury egg shapes. I'll have the one I'm using listed down below. If you don't have a silicone tray, you could use a muffin tin. Just make sure you use muffin liners so that they could easily pop out and peel out of the liner. And of course, you're not going to get an egg shape. It's going to be more like a Cadbury muffin. I'm going to spoon a little bit of chocolate into each of these cavities and then draw up that chocolate using the back of my spoon. Or you can also use a paintbrush. This is sometimes a little bit easier with a paintbrush, but you just want to make sure that this entire cavity has a thin coat of chocolate on it. Then we're going to freeze it or refrigerate it just until the chocolate is set and hardened. It usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes. While that's hardening in the fridge, let's move on to our filling. In a medium bowl, we're going to add 1/2 cup of vanilla syrup. And the vanilla syrup I'm using is by ChocZero. Once again, it's sugar-free and there's only 1 gram of net carb per tablespoon. And if you need a substitute for the ChocZero vanilla syrup, I haven't tried this, but I'm at 91.6% sure it's gonna work. Try allulose syrup. You'll also need a 1/2 cup of softened unsalted butter, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix this together with an electric mixer until it's smooth. And now we're gonna separate this into 2 bowls. So one will be the white part of the filling and the other one will be the yellow, the yolk. Now with the yolk, we don't need as much of this filling. So I'm only gonna take about 1/3 of the white part out and separate it out from my yolk. And I do want my yolk to stand out against the white filling, so I'm gonna do something different. This will help with texture and with flavor. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar-free sweetener. And for my yolk bowl, I'm gonna add some yellow food dye just to give it that iconic yellow color that is similar to an egg yolk. Now we're ready to fill these. We're first gonna add a little bit of the white into the bottom of the hardened chocolate shell, followed by a dab of the yellow filling. And then we're gonna finish it with more white. Next, we seal this in with more melted chocolate. You'll need around 2 to 3 ounces of chocolate chips. Melt that in the microwave again, or you could use the double boiler method because you know sometimes the microwave is the devil. And once that chocolate's melted, we'll spoon it on top to seal it in. We're gonna put this in the freezer this time, just for 5 minutes until it's completely set. Then we just peel these out. The longer you let these sit out at room temperature, the more the inside of that filling gets really gooey and just oozes out when you take a bite into it. You don't have to be tempted anymore by these sugar coma producing wonders. Just make your own sugar-free version. And if you really want to impress your friends and family, well, you must make my keto carrot cake. It is the best. And if you don't believe me, then just read the comments.